so whaelangoina. O lea vaenga tā ua, I le soifuanga o tangata uma, ia o fia e foila, mai la tau e ia fianga tu mau o le soifua. O le pototonga la nei tai ao ia o le a whaalongolongo ma whaafonga. Ni mōli mau fo ia whaala pototonga ese o I tūtino o le nuanua le alofa. I nisi o tau mawhainga o awala. O lo whaatino ai le tau mawhai e tui titia. Le ongonga o a fianga mai whaalawelave, o whaalawelave whaale nātura. E peifo i ona sila fia o le aso sfuluma le lima fo I o le masina o ke topa I tausanga taitasi. O le aso na e whamanatu ai, le tā ua o le toto pai pai. I le soifua ma le ola o I lātou e pō ma fia le vai. Ia o le ana sau noa le tātou whailotu, o le toto pai pai o le tai ala, o le whasino ala, mo I lātou e pō le vai. E so tai leile, whailonga ina o le aso nei o le toto pai pai. Le whailonga I le aso sfuluma le lima, pau le aso tonai. Ma le whamoe moe le so, le whamanatu ai le aso e tātou te tamo whai e tui titia, a fianga mai whalalawe whalanatu. Ono le au tū, o whailo ilo mua, o early warning system. O tamo whainga o tamo whai e whalako putonga. Ne e tui titia leo ngonga o whalalawe whalanatu ma I au fia. I la tū e a fianga tū mau le soifua I tamo whainga uma. O la ea vaenga. O stasi whai o me whai tino, whao ngā e la tū e pōma fia le vai. Teimi e suru whai ei, ia ma teimi whai o sau e le whala au o whala lawe. O le talo atu la le whala putonga I ono le tā ua. O la au tau mata whai ei ma la au tau pito la au. I le whamatuina o whamatalanga. Na I le ngata I na mo I la tō e leni a fianga tū mau le soifua. Ai a mawhai fwoi ona o le au nanga. I ala I whaonga ino a wala tala whianga I leo le a mawhai ona whaatantara no I nei aso. Mo I la tō e a fianga tū mau le soifua. Ma o la tō e se senga. O se tala oto na o le whamoe moe. He peona iei nei tai au. Nā tō nau o tau limaina le tātou Pol Kalame. Ia, ma o leo le a whaasolo ai e tātou folsanga. O le folsanga mua, le am whaiona whaafonga iei le au fia. Ia, o le folsanga mai le o lo ia, o le wholo wa aia ia Pol Kalame nei tau suinga le tau whalalawe whalanātua. Ia le vaenga eo. O le Pacific Disability Forum, ia o le PDF. Greetings everyone, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming. As you all aware, today is the World Disaster Risk Reduction Day, which was discussed by the United Nations in 1989, and a call from the UN to mark the 13th of October to commemorate such a day. That call was back in 2009. We're also aware that on the 15th of October is the commemoration of the white cane and its importance to the life or the promotion of independent living for persons who are blind or visually impaired. Today's theme is early warning system, which connects well with the celebration of the commemoration of the white cane. This is part of, or this is an important tool for people who are blind. If they need to evacuate, when they receive an early warning system, which is early warning system, media plays an important or vital role in informing the public, and this is an important opportunity to witness how people with disabilities are able to receive information and the tools they are using. So our first presentation, I would like to invite Anikatumi Tony Lemisio. She's the Pacific or the regional coordinator for the Pacific Disability Forum for her presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, Thank you for the opportunity to speak today in my capacity as the Regional Coordinator for Inclusion in Humanitarian Action for the Pacific Disability Forum. The Pacific Disability Forum, or PDF, is the regional non-government organisation led by leaders of organisations of persons with disabilities with the mission to ensure full inclusion and effective participation for persons with disabilities in Pacific Island countries and territories. PDF and our members work closely to actively engage in global and regional frameworks to ensure evidence-based advocacy for the inclusion of persons with disabilities in line with the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, or UNCRPD, which was ratified by Samoa in 2016. Article 11 of the Convention makes specific reference to addressing the needs, safety and protection of persons with disabilities in situations of risk and humanitarian emergency. And Article 32 requires international cooperation, including disaster relief, emergency response, and disaster risk reduction programs. The WHO World Report on Disability reports that approximately 15% of people, or 19% of women and 12% of men, live with a disability. Among persons with disabilities globally, approximately 80% live in low and middle income countries. Exclusionary policies, inaccessible built environment, and stigmatizing attitudes are some of the underlying disadvantages experienced by persons with disabilities, which further exacerbate the risk and marginalization of persons with disabilities during times of disaster. Additionally, the Pacific Island countries are amongst the most exposed and vulnerable countries in both geophysical and hydrometeorological hazards, with 5 of the 15 countries most at risk and vulnerable to disasters located in the region. A 2015 report produced by Handicap International noted that 85% of humanitarian actors consider persons with disabilities to be vulnerable in times of crisis. And 95% estimate that persons with disabilities are not properly accounted for during humanitarian response. The Disability Inclusion in Humanitarian Practice project, which I am responsible for, is a pilot project that runs throughout Tonga, Samoa and Cook Islands and is funded by New Zealand's MFAT, with the support of CBM New Zealand. The project aims to strengthen resilience of persons with disabilities and their families in disaster preparedness, response and recovery in the Pacific region. In each country, we partner with organisations of persons with disabilities, or OPDs, who work to advocate for humanitarian agencies and key stakeholders to adapt policies, services, and programs to be inclusive for persons with disabilities. In Samoa, Nuno Olelofa is our lead agency. NOLA leads program implementation, and under their disaster risk reduction unit, work to support the NOLA Humanitarian Disability Resource Team, which is made up of over 10 persons with diverse disabilities who advocate within disaster risk reduction mechanisms to ensure that they are inclusive for all persons with disabilities. NOLA collaborates with affiliates such as the Deaf Association of Samoa, Samoa Blind Persons Association, and Persons with Physical Disabilities Association of Samoa to ensure that efforts within Samoa's national and community disaster risk reduction mechanisms are inclusive to the diverse needs of all persons with disabilities in Samoa. This project aims to build the capacity of national level OPDs in pilot countries to engage meaningfully and strategically in disability inclusive DRR and preparedness for response efforts in the Pacific. The project aims to ensure that OPDs are able to engage effectively and meaningfully with a broad range of stakeholders, including government, media, NGOs, community, service providers, and researchers, who are all key to achieving disability-inclusive disaster preparedness in the Pacific. I am thrilled to see the media come together today to discuss the importance of collaboration between disability stakeholders and the media to ensure that persons with disabilities are considered and included during the media's efforts during times of emergency. We all know that media plays an essential role in emergencies. We turn to the radio, TV, newspaper to receive life-saving early warning information and information in the immediate aftermath of disasters. Today, on this International Day of Disaster Risk Reduction, I encourage us all to ask ourselves some important questions. For our OPDs, are we maximising our partnerships with the media to ensure that our stories and perspectives are being disseminated throughout these important channels? For our friends in the media, how can you be a stronger ally for persons with disabilities? How can we work with OPDs to elevate the voices of our disability leaders? When we do this work in peace times, it ensures that we have resilient partnerships in place to support persons with disabilities in times of emergencies. Thank you for coming together today for this important conversation, and happy International Day of Disaster Risk Reduction.